As the Army's 38th Chief of Staff, I'm proud to lead a team of more than 3 million soldiers, civilians, and families.
Light them all up.
202 traffic, 260.
Come on, fire! Hey, Roger. Keep shooting.
Today, you are part of the greatest Army in the world. Your selfless service, courage, dedication, and sacrifice to our nation during 10 years of war has been remarkable.
Well, I think the blowback of 10 years of war in Afghanistan has been devastating.
I'm incredibly proud of the success our soldiers and civilians have accomplished in Iraq and Afghanistan.
The attack continues. You see this van pull up and a man get out to carry away the body. The pilots see this man, too, as a threat.
We're trying to get permission to engage. 1-8, gauge, clear. Come on. Clear. Clear.
Your sacrifices will live on in our lives. Today, we remain a nation at war.
When the United States launched its military campaign in Afghanistan, it inserted itself into a far larger, far messier regional struggle. Tensions between India and Pakistan dominate the subcontinent. They have fought 4 wars and countless skirmishes since their creation more than 60 years ago. Both possess nuclear weapons.
And the future of our Army will continue to be key to our nation's security. In the coming years, we will continue to face a complex and uncertain world. The Army of the future will remain adaptive and innovative.
An American soldier has killed or wounded at least a dozen civilians in southern Afghanistan after having a breakdown, according to reports.
An Army that will remain the best manned, best equipped, best trained, and best led force in the world.
The precise number of victims is difficult to verify at this stage. It comes at a time when anti-American sentiment is already running high.
So this is a case, I believe, where you can see that the internal military mechanisms do not work to bring justice or accountability.
Flexible and agile, integrated and synchronized. We will provide depth and versatility through the capabilities embedded in our active guard and reserve components.
Taliban, al-Qaeda, and other insurgents fled into Pakistan when the U.S.-led coalition arrived in 2001. And after Pakistan sided with the U.S., many of the fighters in those tribal regions decided Pakistan's military and government were legitimate targets.
We will continue to stand strong as the nation's force for decisive action, ready today and prepared for tomorrow.
It led not just to the prolongation of a war that destabilized the region, but it also led to the defeat of America's own objectives, because America was unable to distinguish and therefore separate al-Qaeda from the Taliban.
Remember, once a soldier, always a soldier. The strength of our nation is our Army.
I want to make sure that people understand actually drones have not caused a huge number of civilian casualties. For the most part, they have been very precise, precision strikes against al-Qaeda and their affiliates. And we are very careful in terms of how it's been applied. So I think that there's this perception somehow that we're just sending in a whole bunch of strikes willy-nilly. This is a targeted, focused effort.
The well-being of our soldiers, families, and civilians will always be the Army's priority.
This is according to a report put together by the Bureau of Investigative Journalism. Between 2,000 and 3,000 people have been killed by drones in Pakistan, and of those, as many as 780 are civilians. 175 have been children, and of the 312 drone strikes that have taken place, President Obama has issued 260 of them.
The strength of our Army is our soldiers. The strength of our soldiers is our families, and this is what makes us Army strong.
Their job is to defend their country's interests, but once that job wraps up, their country has no interest in them any longer. Tens of thousands of American war veterans are simply being discarded.
They're coming home to a disproportionate rate of homelessness, of foreclosures and evictions. In 2010, a whopping 75,000 Iraq and Afghanistan veterans in the United States were homeless, were sleeping on the streets.
Let's all remember, we could not have done any of this without the support of our families and the American people. We thank you for your steadfast commitment to the Army.
Joining the military used to be considered a great career step that led to a life of honor. These days, this couldn't be further from the truth.
An Army that will apply the lessons learned in recent combat as we transition to evolving threats and strategies.
Joining the U.S. military is probably one of the stupidest retirement or career moves you can make as a human being.
Happy birthday, United States Army.